Trying to figure out digital marketing can feel like you're lost in a jungle with no map, right? There are just so many different paths, so many tools, and so much noise everywhere. So, okay, let's cut through all that and clear a path forward to really boost your online presence. So, let me just ask you something right off the bat. Do you ever feel like your brand is just kind of shouting into the void? You're putting stuff out there, you're posting, you're creating, but nothing's really happening? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then you are in exactly the right place. Because here's the stone cold reality. Having a strong online presence, well, it isn't a nice to have anymore. It's not optional. It is the way modern customers find you, how they learn to trust you, and ultimately how they decide to go with you over your competition. The stakes, they're incredibly high. Okay, so where do you even start? Let's think of it like building a house. You wouldn't just show up and start throwing up walls without a blueprint, would you? Of course not. And the exact same thing goes for your digital presence. It all has to start with a solid plan. And that blueprint, well, that's your digital marketing strategy. And look, this isn't just some boring to-do list. It's a real cohesive plan that maps out how you're going to use all these online platforms to promote what you do. And this is key, and make sure every single action you take is tied directly to your bigger business goals. Building that strategy, it follows a pretty clear path. First, you've got to set clear goals and get to know your audience. I mean, really know them. From there, you figure out where to reach them and what you're going to say. And that last piece, that's the secret sauce. It's a constant loop of watching your results and tweaking the plan. This whole process is your foundation. All right, so you've got your blueprint in hand. Now it's time to fill up that toolbox. This whole next part is about picking the right digital channels to actually bring your plan to life and, connect with people. Now, one of the first things you really need to get your head around is the difference between organic and paid marketing. Organic stuff like SEO and content, that's like planting a tree. It's all about building a strong foundation for long-term, sustainable growth. You're earning your customers' attention over time. Paid methods, on the other hand, well, they're like a rocket ship. You're buying immediate targeted visibility. And you know what? The best strategy is don't pick one. They use both working together. And man, is your toolbox packed with some powerful options. We're talking about everything from climbing the Google ranks with SEO, to building a real community on social media, to telling amazing stories with video. Every single one of these channels gives you a unique way to connect, so let's zoom in on a couple of the real heavy hitters. First up, good old email marketing. Think about it. In a world of crazy algorithms and endless social media noise, email is one of the only channels where you have a direct, one-to-one line to your audience. It is unbelievably powerful for building trust and real relationships over the long haul. And if you need proof, just look at this number. For every single dollar you spend on email marketing, you can expect an average return of $36. 36! That is a massive return on investment. And why is it so high? It's simple. Unlike social media, you own your email list. There's no algorithm that can hide your message. You've got a direct line to your most loyal fans. Seriously, it's one of the smartest things you can build. Now, on the other side of the coin, you got paid advertising. We're talking about those pay-per-click or PPC ads you see at the top of Google, or those super targeted ads that pop up in your social media feeds. If you need to reach a very specific type of person and you need to do it right now, this is absolutely your go-to tool. The precision is just incredible. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Just follow the money. Global spending on digital ads is set to jump by over 10%, blowing past $765 billion in 2025. Businesses are pouring this kind of cash in for one simple reason. It works, and you can prove it. You can track every click, every sale, which means you know exactly what's working and what's not. Okay, so you've got your blueprint and you've got your tools. What's next? Well, you need the actual materials to build your house. And in this digital world we're talking about, those materials, that's your content. It's the stuff people actually see, read, and watch. Yeah, I know, you've probably heard this quote a million times, but there's a reason it's a cliche, because it's the absolute truth. The quality, the helpfulness, the value of your content, your blog posts, your videos, your social updates, that is what will make or break your success, period. So how do you actually make content that people care about? The formula is actually pretty simple. First, you have to know what your audience really needs. What are their problems? What questions are they asking? Solve that. Second, mix it up. Use different formats to keep things interesting. And third, be consistent. Show up regularly so they learn to trust you and look forward to what you have to say. Now, this is pretty cool because it gives us a peek into what other marketers are focused on right now. Half of them are planning to spend more on content. And get this, a whopping 68% are using influencer marketing. That tells you the game is all about creating great stuff and then partnering with trusted voices to help share it. All right, so your digital house is built. You have the blueprint, the tools are in the shed, and the materials are in place. But you can't just walk away, right? Just like a real house, it needs constant maintenance to stay strong and valuable over time. Which brings us to probably the most important question of all. I mean, you're putting in all this effort, you're making content, you're running ads, but how in the world do you know if it's having any real impact on your bottom line? The answer, my friend, is in the data. You have to be tracking these key numbers. How many people are coming to your website? Are they actually doing what you want them to do, like buying something? Are they sticking around or leaving right away? And the big one, what's your return on investment, your ROI? Are you getting more out than you're putting in? Because that's the whole point of all this tracking stuff. It's not about collecting numbers to feel good. The real magic happens when you use that cold, hard data to make smarter, better decisions about where to put your time, your energy, and your money. And you've got to be ready to make those changes. Because the one thing you can absolutely count on in digital marketing is that nothing ever stays the same. New platforms pop up, algorithms change overnight, and what customers want is always evolving. So how do you stay on top of it all? Well, you have to embrace the change. It means you make learning a habit, you stay flexible enough to pivot when the data tells you to, and you never, ever get scared of trying something new. So let's bring it all back home. Your online presence, it really is like a house. It is not built in a day. It takes a solid plan, the right collection of tools, high-quality materials, and a real commitment to keeping it up, making sure it stands strong for years to come. We've gone through the whole thing. The blueprint, the toolbox, the building materials, and the maintenance plan. You've got the what and the how. So the only real question left is, what's the very first step you're going to take today to get started?